All right, good morning, and welcome to the third section of Unit 4. All right, and this is proportions. Okay, proportions are very important that they're set up correctly, because if not, then you're not going to get the correct proportion. All right, so you've got to make sure that you're comparing the same ratios. All right, a proportion is really a ratio. Okay. So when looking at question 1, determine if 2/7 and 6/21 are proportional, meaning the same same ratio, then what you do is you set up 2/7 equal to 6/21. And then you cross multiply. You're going to take the top of the one on the left times the bottom of the one on the right. Then you're going to take the bottom of the one on the left times the top of the one on the right. All right, so you're just cross multiplying. Okay, and when you do, 2 times 21 is going to give you 42, and 6 times 7 is going to give you 42. Since you get these equal, they're proportional. If you were to take it straight across, of course you're not going to. 2 times 6 is not the same as 7 times 21, but that's the wrong proportion. You're comparing the wrong ratios. You want to compare the top of the one on the left times the bottom of the one on the right, and then the bottom on the left times the top on the right. Okay? You're taking bottom on top times bottom on top. Okay? You're multiplying those two. Okay? So when looking at number 2, 8 times 20, okay, is going to give you 160, and 24 times 6 is going to give you 142, okay, or 144, I'm sorry. And 144 is not equal to 160, so they're not proportional. That is not the same ratio, okay? All right, so you want to make sure that you're giving the same ratio, all right? So they're not proportional. On number 3, you're comparing servings to see if it's the same ratio. All right, so like on the back of an oatmeal box, it tells you how many cups of oats to how many cups of water, and you want to make sure that you're giving the same ratio. All right, so that way if I double one bowl, that I'm using the same amount of water as what I should. Okay, so when looking at it, you look at the cups of oats over the cups of water. All right, for an 8 serving. Then you look at 12 serving is 3 cups of oats per 6 cups of water. All right? So then you cross multiply. 2 times 6 is going to be 12. 4 times 3 is going to be 12. So they are proportional. So you're giving the same proportion of cups of oats to cups of water as you move up in serving sizes. Okay? Question 4. Find equivalent ratio to 8:14. Well, finding an equivalent ratio is pretty easy, actually. You can do it a couple of different ways. You just got to make sure that what you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So, for instance, 8/14, I could divide by 2, all right, because I know that 2 goes into 8 and 14. So, 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. 14 divided by 2 is going to give me 7. So, 4/7 is an equivalent ratio to 8/14. So those are proportional, okay? Or I could multiply by 2. 8 times 2 is going to be 16. 14 times 2 is going to be 28. Those are proportional then. 8/14 and 16/28. I could have taken 8 times 10, which would be 80/140. That's proportional. They're equivalent ratios. You just got to make sure that whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom to make sure that they're equivalent. Okay? It's the same as finding an equivalent fraction. All right? So go ahead, do the 5 practice problems. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow to answer those problems.